Would you like to be somebody who understands why humans smile on pictures? Why do we tend to smile when we take pictures of ourselves? Then listen to this entire video where I explain the psychology of capturing a moment with a picture and then being able to look back onto it, and why we prefer to see ourselves smiling than, let's say, looking sad. So before we get into this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to learn more about self-development, dating, Jungian psychology, and how to reduce suffering in life. Let's get into it. So whenever we take a picture, whether it's alone, whether it's with our friends, whether it's with our family, we tend to, we tell each other to smile on the picture, and we want to smile. We say cheese. But why is that? I just thought of it, and I don't really know the precise answer to the question as to why we smile, but I have a few suspicions as to why. And it's quite strange because we always do it, but I've never ever thought of why we actually smile on a picture. Now, in this video, I'm ignoring the Instagram trend or things having to do with trying to portray that your fantastic life to your friends around you, even though some of the reasons might be similar to it in portraying how you appeared in this moment to other people. I'm not really focusing on the pressure to sort of depict a life of luxury or a life of fun and games. Okay, so I think the key to understanding why we smile on pictures is to understand the format of a picture first and what it entails. You know, when people say smile for a pic, what they are not saying that they're not telling you to smile on a picture so you can smile in that moment for them. That's not the point. Nobody really thinks twice about whether you are smiling then or not. They tell you to smile in order to capture that moment and in order to have a picture of you where you were smiling then. So the key is capturing the moment and not what you're actually doing in the moment. And obviously it would be the same thing, but it's a distinction. So that is what a picture does in my eyes. It captures a moment. So then we need to extend the question and ask ourselves, why do we want to capture this moment with you smiling? Okay. So I think three reasons. So when you smile, you are portraying that which you could be and that which you are aiming for. We do not want to be sad and dissatisfied in life. When you are sad and you have a sad face, let's say the opposite of a smile. That's what would look like if you were sad, dissatisfied. And I think we instinctively don't want to be sad for two main reasons. Reason number one, we have a fundamental primal survival instinct. We as humans are primed to survive and keep our genes populating, obviously. So sadness and dissatisfaction are an indication of suffering. Even if it is an oversimplification, I think it is correct. So suffering is the force that can prevent you from surviving. Hence, we don't want to seem like we're suffering. Because when you suffer, your body and mind can deteriorate and essentially make you die earlier, sort of roughly speaking. Because when you suffer, and that is a threat to your survival. Hence, we do not want to be sad and dissatisfied. In other words, a form of suffering. And when we capture moments, we do not really want to look back at them and think, damn, I was suffering then. We would prefer to look back and think, wow, that was a beautiful moment. I was happy then, you know. Even more the case for your loved ones. You would rather look back at a picture of your loved ones and think, wow, they were happy and not sad. And I think this perspective is actually quite flawed because I'm not certain that it is correct. So, because there is value in suffering, you know, because without struggle there is no progress and growth. And actually, when I reflect on my own life, some of my fondest memories were when I was fighting and trudging through a challenge, especially with friends around me. And those are the rich, valuable moments. And I think it is just part of our basic, I'm not sure if this is correct, but our reptilian brain that seeks pleasure, dopamine, and feeling good instead of delayed gratification. Like at first sight, if we see ourselves looking like we're in pain on a picture, it brings back the pain, and that's tough. Whereas actually, the pain might have made us helped grow into the person we are today, and we tend not to see that at first sight. Besides, we are not really taught that struggle is the necessary ingredient for progress. Many of the things we aim for in life actually entail satisfaction and aiming for comfort. Like, we work to make money so that we can live a comfortable life. And that is viable, like that's valid. And something one should aim for, I think, because it makes you survive. And that is just our primal survival instinct directing us. But we are not taught that struggling and fighting through challenges are the experiences that actually shape us and build character. The second reason is that we want to seem like we're happy. So because we are taught that something is wrong if you're sad and dissatisfied, we don't want to look like there's something wrong about us. Hence, so we don't want to seem like there's something wrong with us. Again, we are not encouraged to seek discomfort. Generally, the way you look indicates how others are, the way you look indicates to other people how you are doing in life to a degree. And if you are happy, you must be successful. If you're sad, you must be unsuccessful, like in a very simplistic way. So generally, we have this oversimplified distinction between death and survival. Let us say suffering is the trajectory towards death and happiness is the trajectory towards survival. This is also a false simplification because but that is how we tend to think. Like, when you smile, it indicates that you are surviving, and that is what we are all unconsciously aiming for. Hence, we try to smile on pictures. And the thing the trajectory towards success as being like, if you're smiling, it indicates that. I mean, that's a really bad simplification, because, as I said, you need to struggle in order to proceed and actually survive in life. So it's not black and white. It is very, very multidimensional. And finally, I think we want to be aiming at that which we could be our highest potential. I think when we smile, it is more attractive than when we look sad on average. Or generally, pictures where we look attractive, we want to have those kind of pictures. And we like to look at those pictures because they are a reflection. They are a reflection of perfection. It is like art in some sense. We want to look at it because it represents that which we could be. And that vision of what we could be gives us a drive in life and actually something to live for. And I'm not sure about this perspective, whether it is valid for pictures that we take of ourselves or of pictures taken of us, but I think it might have something to do with it. Yeah, so really the key here is, altogether, if we summarize, that we want to smile on pictures because it is just our instinct of survival. And our reptilian brain, I think, that seeks pleasure and feeling good, that wants to make sure we capture moments that seem like we're happy. And when we look back and look at the pictures that make us feel good, because we prefer to have that, obviously, than look at a picture that makes us feel sad, because struggle is the necessary ingredient for progress. But when you look at a picture, you don't think like that. All you think immediately is like, oh, do I look happy? Do I look sad? Do I look good? Do I look bad in this picture? And that's really it. And the tendency to seek comfort and seek pleasure has I think, shaped what we seek or what we aim for in life. And that has merged with our dynamic of taking pictures, that we want to look good always in order to look like we're happy and we're surviving and doing good. Whereas just because we look happy doesn't, like, as we know, doesn't really necessarily mean that we are pleased and satisfied in life, obviously. And it's quite interesting because all of this works at quite an unconscious level. Like, I've never seen anybody question why we smile on pictures. I've never seen it before, but it somehow came to me like yesterday, and I was questioning it. So, and also, I mean, one thing isn't really related to the question, but old pictures, ancient pictures, when the first cameras were built and assembled, the pictures are always of people looking sort of slightly grim, they're not smiling. And that's because the old cameras needed a long time to take the picture because they were so sort of basic, and at a basic level they needed like longer periods to actually capture the picture, and you cannot sustain a smile for very long. You can try it out. Eventually the muscles in your face will sort of tense, and then like start having sort of like convulsions, and you can't smile for that long. So it's easier to take a picture like that when you're just wearing with a sort of mundane look on your face. So in conclusion, we really just want to look happy on pictures because it captures a moment that makes us look pleased, or makes us look satisfied and look like we're surviving. And that is what our sort of reptilian, primal, the basic part of our brain wants to see. And we try to avoid pain, and we don't want to look at pictures where we look like we're in pain because it brings back the pain in us, and that's tough. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment below whether you agree with my perspectives and my arguments, and maybe you have your own ideas as to why we smile on pictures. So please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to learn more about self-development, dating, Jungian psychology, and how to reduce suffering in life. Thank you for listening.